Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our episode of our build series. Technically, this is episode 3, but you could consider it episode 4. But anyway, we're super excited to have you with us, whether you're joining us on Spotify or YouTube. We are happy to have you here. And we're just going to jump right into it. This week, we're focusing on decision speed. So what is that? So I want you to think about the best players you've ever watched or that you have played against. Do they look rushed? Most of them don't. They probably don't look panicked, and they definitely don't hold the ball forever. They see the game one step ahead. And so today, we're going to be discussing one of the biggest separators between the average players and the elite ones. And as you can see, we're talking about decision speed. And so it's not about playing faster or running harder. It's about this, thinking faster. And so how can we use our brains and think when we're on the court instead of kind of being in la la land and not really knowing what's going on? Are we passing when we're supposed to pass? Are we shooting when we're supposed to shoot? Are we driving when we're supposed to drive? And as we increase our decision speed, we're going to make smarter and faster decisions. We'll think quick, and that means we are playing more elite and becoming more elite. And that means only on the court, but also off the court. We'll be able to make faster decisions. It all ties into life, and we have to build it somehow. So let's talk about how we can increase and improve our decision speed.
Yeah, Shalyse just hit on the 4 things that matter with your decision speed: your passing, your shooting, your driving, and your play. So as we talk today, I want you to think about those 4 areas. Where are you currently? Are you a good passer? Are you an okay passer? Maybe you're average. Do you shoot consistently well? Keyword consistently. You might have a game where you have an 18, maybe 20-point game, but can you do that consistently, or can you average 10 to 12? That would be a consistent player. Are you able to drive, or are you somebody that just stands in the corner and yeets shots up and hopes they go in? Or you can shoot well, but that's all you've got. And so when a defense takes away your shooting, you're kind of out of the offensive mix. And then the ability to reset the play. I think a lot of times we think, "Oh, the point guard has to get the ball and they reset it." Well, maybe if that's what your coach wants you to do, but why can't you take the ball and go reset it and run the play? If you know all the different positions, start it where you're at. Why wait? So there's a lot of benefits with that. So when we talk about decision making, there's a lot that ties into with your basketball IQ. So basketball IQ isn't just knowing more plays. And I think we've hit on this the last 2 weeks to help you understand. It's not knowing more plays, more offenses, even more defenses. It's actually more than that. It's actually the play within the play. I think some of you have heard those terms before, but can you play within a play? Or does your coach literally have to walk you from point A to point B, and from B to C, and C to D, and all the way to Z? Or can you go from B to D based off what the defense is doing, because that's the best option? That's what we want to help you get to. And this is where the speed comes with it, is being able to quickly make that decision to put yourself in that situation to use it to your advantage. So when you have really good basketball IQ and decision speed, you're seeing things faster. You recognize the spacing sooner. Like, there's like an overload on this side, but the opposite's open. How do I reverse it? How do I use that to our advantage? Understanding defensive positioning. Are they in a zone? Are they in a man? Are they trapping? Is this a press? Knowing what's next before it happens, right? It's just that preparation. And then, are your decisions slow? Does the defense have time to recover? Are the passing lanes closed because I'm delayed with that decision making? Or did my opportunity to score go away because I wasn't in shot ready or triple threat? And then when your decisions become faster, your game opens up. Your teammates start to trust you more because you get them that ball. They see that you see them instead of not seeing them. Your coaches begin to trust you more. I don't know about you, but that's like a huge, accolade or opportunity to just feel better. When you know people trust you and it's sincere, it becomes more fun. It's not to put more pressure. I think too many of us take it as a pressure thing, and I have to do more and I have to take more on. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the opportunity to really have fun and play at a higher level. That's what makes the game fun, not just like always losing and always making the same mistakes. It's playing in that higher level where you can beat the teams you didn't think you could beat because you did these things. And really, you become harder to guard. You become harder to play. And that's exciting for you and the people watching you play and your teammates. So remember, elite athletes don't think slowly. They think smart. They think fast and they think that under composure.
Absolutely. So we're going to introduce you to the 3-second rule. This is like gonna just throw it in there. It's gonna be part of your weekly challenge as well. So pay attention. So the 3-second rule. Can you make a decision in under 3 seconds? When you're scrimmaging at practice, or when you're practicing doing shell defense or shell offensive run throughs or whatever, like limit yourself to 3 seconds to decide what you gotta do. Do you gotta pass it? Do you gotta shoot it? Is the lane wide open where you can drive it? Or do you need to pull it back up and reset the play? We have to start doing these things with no hesitation. And I think that's the hardest part, is because we use this sometimes way too much when we're playing, and we overcomplicate things. And as we overcomplicate things in the games, those can lead to turnovers, those can lead to not getting our stats, and that could possibly lead to sitting next to coaches on the bench. When we have those high pressure games, and in those situations as well, like, we have to be fast, we have to be reactive, we have to be on our toes and not on our heels. We have to be like ready for the next play. Anticipating and awareness like goes hand in hand. We have to be able to know what we got to do. And this comes with a lot of practice. I just think about when you're playing with your friends and coaches, when you can't even like see the coaches, or you're just goofing off at like an open gym and coaches are doing their own thing over in the corner and you're just scrimmaging, having a good time. Like, you guys are having so much fun. You're not even thinking about like what pass is going to happen next, where you got to go. You're just playing, and it's fun and it's freeing. And then all of a sudden we throw it, like, I don't know what it does to your brain, but like a coach comes in and like, hey, run our motion offense, or run our flex offense, or run this defense. Then your brain is like switches and you're like, do I make sure I'm in deny? Am I like cutting, or am I like, what is it? Like, the easiest way, but the hardest thing is just stop thinking, just play. And that's harder said than done. But it comes with like I feel like with building decision making, it comes with what we talked about the 2 previous weeks: awareness and anticipation. Because if we can anticipate the defense, anticipate the offense, reading people's eyes, that's going to help us make our decisions a lot quicker and a lot faster, and be the type of players that are deadly on the court. And those things can help you as well. Like, the 3-second rule, like, I think about it as like a stoplight, like red, green, yellow. It's actually red, yellow, green, sorry. But like, it forces you to like think and stop for a hot second. Okay, stop, read my defense. Can I go? Can I drive? Can I shoot? And there's like in basketball, we're always like, okay, when you get the ball, what do you got to do? You got to quickly scan the floor. You're in your triple threat motion, where you can either pass it, shoot it, or drive it. But like, if you're not even in a triple threat, like, your brain is already thinking several other things down the line. Or if we can get it, be like, I get the ball, I triple threat. And then I'd be like, read my defender. It's, I get the ball, I'm in triple threat, read my defender, where are their hips? Do I drive, shoot, or pass? But remember, the ball is not a hot potato. And I think that's where like a lot of us get stuck. There's a difference between being fast and being productive. We have to be productive in our decision making, and that comes with holding the potato or the ball, and be comfortable holding the ball for more than 3 seconds or 5 seconds. We have to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. When a defender comes, can you rip the ball and still be confident that you can make the right pass without turning it over? Can you anticipate that the defense is going to come trap you? And that comes with like thinking of like, they're coming, I gotta pass the ball. Or, oh, I have 2 defenders, that means when my teammates is open. And this comes a lot, I feel like, with watching game film. And we're probably gonna beat this like a dead horse, but like, game film will definitely help you with this 3-second rule. Making faster decisions, because you can pause the game film and be like, I gotta do this. Set a timer on your phone. I have this. Here's the situation. I'm in the corner. My defender is playing at the wing and is not in the right spot. What do I do? 3, 2, 1. Then just write it down. What do I do? Or there's several situations, but that's just like one of them I can think. But, or like, we always practice like that situational awareness, where it's like, you have the ball, you have 3 seconds left, and it's 3, 2, 1, shoot. We all practice that, but think about it in every situation as well. I get the ball, I have 3, 2, 1. I gotta drive. I gotta shoot. I gotta pass. I got a screen. But you don't even have to have the ball in your hands. Just don't stand there and look pretty. Go do something. Go move. And that's what I think, move. As you move, your brain moves, and you stop thinking. But as you move, your brain is making those quicker and faster decisions. When the ball moves, you move. But when you sit, you start to ponder, and that can be very deadly on a court.
There's a lot of I was thinking 3 seconds too. I mean, for post players or a guard, remember, no camping in the key. You've got 3 seconds to get out of that.
Mhm.
I mean, not as many refs call that like they used to, but you actually have quite a bit of time. And I'm glad Shalyse brought up that point. Is I see too many players do the like, same thing. It's that hot potato. Oh, I touch. It's like they don't even catch the ball. It's already flying out of their hands. Take that time to slow down. It's that sweet spot. Not too fast, not too slow. And that's why I like this 3 second rule. And as you get better, you won't have to think about it as much. But for a lot of you, you're still learning and growing. Make that decision. Get good at it. And guess what? It'll help you be a better decision maker in your life too. If you can make some good decisions on the
Mhm.
court, making some of these other simple decisions in life will help you because you can get going and realize you're capable of making those choices and doing well with them. So remember, an elite player learns to use these concepts and these tools. There's a reason we kept core concept on this slide. These are core skills to have. If you want to be elite, which is our whole purpose for you, you have to do these types of things. Is it easy? No. It's worth it though. An elite player is checking where defenders are. They notice who's open. They read closeouts. How is this person closing out on me? Knowing their next move. How could I beat him? How can I get around him? How can I get my teammate open? They don't catch the ball to think. They catch the ball to execute. You need to become an executor or somebody execute and goes through with something. That will make you a really good basketball player. Learning how to execute on a dribble, on your shot, on a pass without the ball. It will help you a ton, and that's exactly what we're trying to hit at with this. So, a lot of those common mistakes, we've really already hit on this, but one of these, well, a few points that really inhibit players from doing this is they hold the ball way too long or too short. That hot potato versus I hold the ball and then I get a defensive or a turnover because I was holding the ball too long. You over dribble. How many of you catch the ball and da 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 all the way down? Eyes go down, ball goes on the floor. And it's interesting when I watch film on players, it amazes me how many catch and put the ball on the floor before they even make decisions. It's just like a natural instinct. They're just like, here I go dribble. But they're not always necessarily dribbling with a purpose or to execute. They just put the ball on the floor. And it's crazy. I started counting how many times they would dribble. Multiple times it was like catch, one dribble, pick up. Catch, one dribble, two dribbles, pick up. And I was like, oh, they just shot themselves in the foot. Don't do that. These are the things we want you to realize. And this goes back to watching film. Watch film. What mistakes do you keep making? It will help you see where you can make improvements. And really, the biggest one, and this is the one I'm going to focus on the most, is your fear of making mistakes. And I can't speak to all of your situations. I know there are so many different coaching styles out there and different coaching techniques. Many coaches, you make a mistake, you're out. And you know what? That works for them. For a coach, for me, I truly believe you're learning and you're growing. You're not expected to be perfect yet. You are going to make mistakes. I make mistakes as a coach. And if I were to tell you I didn't, that would be lying to you. And I don't believe in that. So I'm going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. You can't be afraid of making a mistake. The only way you're going to get better at decision making is to make the mistake and realize, uh-oh, that wasn't the right decision and I messed up. Then it's accepting or being accountable for it and then being willing to do it again. Being open to looking at those other options you can do the next time to do well. So remember, your hesitation and your lack of willingness to execute kills your confidence. It makes you more timid and an easier player to defend. When you make faster decisions and you learn to execute, your confidence goes up. Even when you mess up, you'll rebound from that mess up or mistake quicker. And remember, mistakes made at full speed will really start to show your IQ because you'll just bounce back quicker and be able to do well.
Absolutely. And as we make those mistakes and as we accept them and learn from them, like we become more confident in trying a new skill or trying that again. And remember, confidence isn't loud. Confidence is decisive. And I love that. And as we start to make faster decisions, we can start playing freer. We're not playing in fear. A lot of us step onto the court and we're like panic mode and we're like squirrel and we're like here, here. But like just take that 3 seconds. Maybe it's not like maybe you don't have the 3 second like ball, you don't have the ball, maybe you just need to take 3 seconds to take a breath. Get on the court, be like, "I'm on the court." Stand there, and you can walk to your spot, but, like, take a second, be where your feet are, be happy you're on the court, acknowledge that you're on the court, and take a breath. Just be like, "Okay, I'm good." And then by taking a breath, your brain goes happy, and you can play freer. And when you can play free, that's when it gets really, really fun. Your movements become sharper, and you can trust your preparation. I know so many of you and all of you put in so much work in the season, but also in the off season. We have to trust our preparation. We have to trust that our shot is going to fall. We have to trust that we know how to play defense, that our teammates are going to pass the ball to us. But like, we have to be prepared, and we have to trust our preparation. Sometimes it may not go exactly as we planned, and we have to pivot and adjust. But that's part of basketball. As we learn how to pivot and adjust, see the game for what it is, anticipation, awareness, and all that stuff, like, we play freer. We become a team unit that can play and know where everyone's going to be and all the good things, but we just have to remember to be okay with pausing. Sometimes the best things in life take maybe longer than 3 seconds. Think about the things in your life that have taken time, but you eventually accomplished them. It's because you were patient and you failed and you learned and you accepted and you still moved forward and progressed. Now you're at this goal, and look at you now. And think about like the first day of tryouts to like where you are now. We're almost like halfway through the season, believe it or not, which is wild. But go back to day 1 of practice and now go to your practice that was tonight, or the game that you had tonight, or whatever it may be. Like, see how far you've come and acknowledging that. But you have to pause and recognize how far you've come and where you get to go and where you get to be. And as you study that game film, you can be like, that's really cool. I could have dribbled here. I could have driven here. I could have shot here. I think another part of the 3-second rule outside of the basketball court. Are you okay to silence your mind and sit still and touch some grass? Because as you sit still, you can receive promptings, you can feel all the feels, and then you can like be in a calm state to where you can make a clearer decision. And then you can have those conversations. Sometimes you need to take a pause in a conversation because it gets too heated and we like to argue and backtalk our parents or siblings or whatever, where just take a pause, take a breath, and then we can go to that conversation later. But as you take that pause, like, think about how it can help with your relationships. Think about how it can help with your schoolwork. Think about how it can help you in all aspects of your life, not just when you're on the court. Because when we can pause by just taking a breath, like, it helps us calm down. And we're able to be more free, more open, more vulnerable to receive and also to give. And sometimes we are so caught up in the schedules and daily lives where we don't take the time to let people really talk or to like really listen. And as we learn how to listen and be quiet and sit still, that's when the magic happens. And we can go into that in a different podcast, but that's just the way I think about it, is like we have to be okay to pause and then act.
Great insights. I love it. So that brings us to really what we want you to focus on this next week. We're going to really hone in on the 3-second rule and do this in school, at home with your family. Don't just do it on the court. But what we're going to invite you to do is the next 7 days, we want you to commit to this 3-second rule. How you're going to do it? Every drill, every pickup game, every practice, and even game time, take your 3 seconds. Make those decisions. And obviously, the goal will be to do it off or outside of games. So in a game, you just can naturally go and you'll see it more clearly. The moment you start touching the ball, the mental clock starts. And let's say you don't have a teammate that passes to you much. Maybe you're that one that nobody passes to, which I'm sorry, that stinks. However, you still can do this without having to touch the ball. Let's say you go right into the offense, take 3 seconds. Kate, I know this play, but where's the best and open spot? How can I be the best offensive player I need to be? Defensively, how do I be in the best spot to get those steals, to get the rebounds and things like that? And by 3 seconds, make your decision, whether that's passing, shooting, driving, resetting, talking more. Don't second guess yourself and don't freeze. If you make a mistake, learn from it. But I promise your actual natural instincts will actually help you. The more you're aware, the more you put in the work, it's amazing how those natural instincts will help you. And the cool thing is you will become a more calm and composed athlete. That's what we hope for you. that under pressure, in times where there is that I've got to perform to the best, you're going to be able to do that because you've done the work to be there.
So remember, as we're trying to progress to become morally on and off the court, we don't become elite by waiting. We become elite by deciding. Decisions don't mean careless decisions. They mean trained decisions. So this week, really push yourself to take on this challenge, to take on the 3-second rule and see how it can better enrich your life this week. We are super excited to hear from you and to see how the 3-second rule has improved your life on and off the court. And of course, we are super grateful for you joining us today. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and we will catch you next time. See you guys later.
Bye, guys.